Tutorial 9 left you with a question. We promised that Phase 3 would introduce something genuinely new, orchestrators whose tools are agents, multiple LLMs reasoning together. Today, we build it. Here's what's interesting. We're going to build a system where two AI agents argue opposite positions, and a third agent reads both arguments and synthesizes a balanced conclusion. Bull versus bear gold analysts with an orchestrator on top. 3 LLM minds working on one query. This is structurally impossible in Phase 1 or Phase 2. A single agent can't simultaneously hold two opposing positions. A LangGraph pipeline can't pre-program disagreement. Phase 3 makes it possible, and the mechanism is simpler than you might expect. Quick recap. Phase 1 was developer-controlled. You built the graph. Phase 2 was LLM-as-agent. One LLM picked tools and ran a loop. Phase 3 is LLM-as-orchestrator, an LLM whose tools are themselves whole agents. We've been promising the hybrid case throughout the series. Today, we build the orchestrator. Tutorial 11 will combine it with everything else. Let's go! 4 things. 1. Define what an orchestrator actually is, structurally. 2. Build the agent loop in the gold tools, the foundations both subagents will use. 3. Build the bull and bear analysts. 4. Build the orchestrator itself, run it, and read the tree-shaped trace. Here's the core idea. Look at this diagram. The orchestrator runs the same agent loop you saw in tutorial 8 and 9. Query in, tool calls, observe, decide what's next. Same mechanism. The difference is what's behind the tool boundary. In tutorial 9, when Claude Code called a tool, what was behind that boundary was a Python function, get_gold_price. A passive thing. It returned a value, no decisions of its own. In this tutorial, when the orchestrator calls a tool, what's behind that boundary is another agent, the bull analyst, the bear analyst, running its own complete loop, making its own tool calls, returning its own reasoned answer. So an orchestrator is structurally an LLM agent, same loop. What makes it an orchestrator is what's in its tool list. Same mechanism, different layer. That recursive shape is what gives Phase 3 its power. We don't need new machinery, we just apply the agent loop at multiple layers, and a system that can coordinate multiple LLMs falls out. Here's how we structure it. 5 files. Each holds one architectural primitive. Agent_loop.py is the engine. It knows nothing about gold or analysts. Gold_tools.py is the toolkit, the Phase 1 functions exposed for direct use. The bull and bear analysts each get their own file. The orchestrator gets its own. Notice the dependency direction. Agent_loop and gold_tools are leaves. They import nothing from this project. The analysts depend on both. The orchestrator depends on the analysts. Strict downward flow, no circular imports, clean interfaces between layers. This file structure isn't decoration, it's the architecture made visible. A viewer scanning the directory listing already understands the system before opening any file. In our existing project from Phase 1 and 2, let me create the tutorial-10 subdirectory and verify keys. First file, agent_loop.py, the reusable agent loop. The full code is on GitHub and in the blog post. Let me walk you through what's there. At the top, one import, the Anthropic SDK client. Then one function, run_agent. It takes a system prompt, a user query, a tool list, a tool dispatcher. It runs the loop until the model returns plain text, meaning it's done. The loop itself is 20 lines. Send the query to Claude with the tool list. If the response is text, return it. If it's a tool use request, execute every tool, append the results, loop again. A max_iterations cap protects against runaway loops. The label argument is for logging. When nested loops run, you'll want to see whose tool call is whose. That'll matter in 2 minutes when we run the full demo. This loop is generic. It doesn't know about gold. It doesn't know about analysts. Whatever tools and system prompt you pass, it runs. 3 different agents in this tutorial use the same function. Second file, gold_tools.py. Same logic from phase 1. The 3 functions you wrote in tutorials 3 and 6, get_gold_price, convert_currency, calculate_portfolio, exposed as plain Python functions, plus the JSON schema Claude's API expects. Notice no decorators here. Phase 1 used at tool. Tutorial 9 used at mcp.tool. Today, we need direct Python access from the agent loop, so they're plain functions plus a dispatcher. Same logic, different exposure. Here's the elegant part. Both subagents are tiny. Each is just a system prompt and a call to run_agent. The agent loop does the heavy lifting. The analysts only differ in their system prompts. The bull analyst in full. 20-odd lines, mostly the system prompt. The prompt tells the LLM to argue the strongest case for buying gold, to use the tools to gather facts, to be confident but evidence-based. Then, consult_bull_analyst is a function that runs run_agent with that prompt. The bear analyst is structurally identical. Different system prompt, argue against, same call to the same loop function. That's it. A subtle but important property. Each subagent has its own conversation history. When the bull is invoked, it starts fresh. No awareness of any previous bull or bear runs. We want each side to argue from the ground up, not be biased by past conversations. Only the orchestrator carries memory across calls. And the orchestrator. Look at what's in its tool list. Consult_bull_analyst and consult_bear_analyst. The functions we just defined. The orchestrator's tools are the subagents themselves. This is the moment that matters. The orchestrator's run_agent call is structurally identical to the analyst's run_agent calls. Same loop, same mechanism. The only thing different is the tool list. That's the whole architectural insight of phase 3. Same primitive, different layer. The system prompt tells the orchestrator to consult both analysts on substantive questions, read both arguments, identify where they agree and disagree, and produce a balanced synthesis. The function analyze_with_perspectives at the bottom is the public interface. String in, string out. That's what Tutorial 11 will import. Quick visual before the run. Tutorial 9's autonomous agent had a flat tool list, gold tools, all at the same layer. The orchestrator's tool list is 2 subagents. The shape changed. 3 queries. The first is trivial, just asking the price. The orchestrator system prompt allows it to skip consulting analysts for trivial questions, so we'll see how it handles that. The second is substantive. Should I be buying gold? That should trigger both analysts. The third asks about a specific investment, 50,000 Australian dollars into a kilogram of gold. Query 1. What's the current gold price? Watch the trace. The orchestrator may have answered directly without consulting either analyst, or it may have consulted just one. For trivial data lookups, the system uses judgment. Query 2. Should I be buying gold right now? Now watch. The orchestrator just emitted 2 tool calls in a single turn, one for consult_bull_analyst, one for consult_bear_analyst. Our dispatcher executed each in turn. The bull analyst ran its own complete loop, fetched the gold price, reasoned, returned its argument. Then the bear analyst ran its own complete loop. Both arguments came back. The orchestrator is now reading both. Here's the synthesis. Look at the structure. It names the strongest bull point. It names the strongest bear point. It identifies where they agree. Typically, that gold is at historic highs, and that's load-bearing in both arguments. Then it offers a reasoned conclusion. That synthesis is something neither sub-agent could produce alone. The bull was committed to arguing one side, the bear the other. The orchestrator, reading both with no prior commitment, holds the balanced view. Query 3. The AUD investment question. Same pattern. Both analysts get consulted with a slightly different question. The orchestrator phrases its subqueries to fit the specific context. Watch the bull and bear loops fire. Notice each subagent here may have called multiple tools, get_gold_price, then convert_currency. They have full agent autonomy within their loops. They decide what data they need. And the synthesis comes through. 3 queries, 3 different shapes of orchestration response. The system adapts. Let me show you what just ran, annotated. The orchestrator's calls are the top layer. Each consult_bull_analyst line is the orchestrator dispatching to the bull. Inside that dispatch, the bull's own agent loop ran. That's the indented calling get_gold_price line. Same for the bear underneath. This is what auditability looks like in Phase 3. Tutorial 9 produced a flat trace. One agent, a list of tool calls. Phase 3 produces a tree. Each delegation creates a new branch. Reading the right layer for the question you're asking is the new debugging skill. If you want to know why the orchestrator reached its conclusion, read the orchestrator's layer, its calls and its synthesis. If you want to know why the bull made a particular argument, descend into the bull's layer, its tool calls and its reasoning. The layers are independent. That's the point. Quick pause. If this is helping, hit subscribe. Tutorial 11 is the capstone. We combine this orchestrator with the Langgraph spine from Phase 1 and an autonomous agent from Phase 2 into one production shape system. The whole series in one build. Here's the bigger lesson. Look at this diagram. 3 agents ran in our demo. Each one used the same run_agent function. Different system prompts, different tool lists, but the same loop primitive. The agent loop is the only mechanism in autonomous agent systems. Phase 2 used it once. Phase 3 uses it at multiple layers. Every multi-agent system you'll see, debate frameworks, plan and execute, supervisor architectures, is some arrangement of nested agent loops. Once you've built one, you've built the primitive that underlies all of them. The complexity is in the prompts, the tool descriptions, the layer interfaces. The mechanism is constant. One worth knowing consequence of that. Because each layer's mechanism is that layer's own concern, the bull, bear, and orchestrator could each run on a different model entirely, even from a different vendor, without changing the architecture. The interface between layers is a string in, a string out. What's inside is up to that layer. We're not demonstrating that today, but it's a real property worth knowing about. One thing to know about cost. Phase 3 systems are 3 to 5 times more expensive per query than Phase 2 agents. Each layer adds LLM calls. They're worth it specifically when the task benefits from multiple perspectives a single agent can't simultaneously hold, like today's bull versus bear example, or when the task decomposes naturally into specialist subtasks, or when audit and explainability matter at the granularity of which subsystem reached which conclusion. If your task doesn't have that shape, a Phase 2 agent does the job for less. You now have a complete Phase 3 orchestrator. It's a working system on its own. But Phase 3 is rarely deployed in isolation in production. Real systems combine all three patterns. The orchestrator we built today exposes one function, analyze with perspectives, string in, string out. Tutorial 11 imports that function as a single black box and plugs it into a larger LangGraph spine. The hybrid system. 3 patterns, 1 production-shaped system. That's the capstone of the series. If you followed all the way to here, the foundation is done. Tutorial 11 ties it all together. After that, the domain series, cybersecurity, investment, take this foundation deep. This is from AI for your work. Build more, hire less. See you in the next one.